Hello, and finally we are on 1.8 operations with decimals, the last subchapter of the first chapter, rational numbers, from Math in Focus Singapore Math Student Edition, Course 2A. So let's begin. It is the same thing, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division with the decimals now, okay? So are we ready? Let's go with the first one. Here we have minus 6.25 plus 3.9, right? The rules remains the same, opposite sign, different signs, right? So larger minus smaller, and you put the sign of the larger number. So the larger number here is 6.25, right? 6.25 minus 3.9, which we can write as 3.90 as well, right? So 5 minus 0 is 5. Then 2 minus 9 can't be done, so we do this here, right? So 12 minus 9 is 3, and 5 minus 2 is 5 minus 3 is 2. So the answer is 2.35 with a minus sign because the larger number is minus. Okay, same here, larger number is minus, right? Different sign. So we do 2.074 minus 1.8. Okay, right? So I'll just write here 0, 0. Okay, because it's the same thing. Number of zeros after, like here, wouldn't matter, right? So this would still be 8. So 8 minus 0 is 8. Sorry, this is 4 here, my bad. Okay, so this remains 4. 7 minus 0 is 7. Then 0 minus 8 not possible, we do this, right? So 10 minus 8 is 2, decimal point, and that's right. So the final answer will be 0.274 with a minus sign, given that the larger number is minus, right? And finally the next, now we have both the numbers with the negative sign, right? The same signs. So the rule is, when you have the same signs, you add them and put the respective sign, right? So 11.52 and 6.3, right? So we added, so this is 2, this is 8, this is 7, and this is 1, and the answer will be minus, right? Okay, moving to the next one here. So basically you need to open this up, right? So this will become minus, and minus is going to be plus, right? So minus and plus, now you have, so larger minus smaller we need to do, right? So this is 29.4 minus 7.21. Okay, so let's put a 0 here. We will cancel this, make it 3 and borrow 1, making it 10. So that is 9, right? 3 minus 2 is 1. This 9 minus 7 is 2, and 2 here, right? So the sign of the larger number is this. So this is the answer here. Okay, and now we have two numbers with the negative sign. Both of them have the negative sign, right? So we add them and then put minus sign. So this is 8.106 and this is 0.98. Okay, so this becomes 6, this is 8, right? 1 plus 9 is 10, so 0 here and 1 carried forward, and that's 9, and this will have a minus sign. That's it. Okay, so it's the same process, same rules, just the decimals. Okay, so that should be absolutely fine for you. Next we get into the multiplication here. Okay, so we have 0.3 times minus 4.8, right? So let's do the multiplication here. So we'll do 48.3. Okay, we'll forget the decimals while we do this, and then we'll put the decimals. So 8 times 3 is 24, 2 carried here, 12, 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2, 14, right? So this is 144. Now this is plus and this is minus, right? So this answer will be minus. Now let's count the number of digits we have after decimal. Okay, so in this case you have 1 and here you have 1, right? So making it 2. So from right we start counting 2 digits, 1 and 2, and we put our decimal point. Simple? Yeah. Let's do the next one. This is 29 times 16. Okay? As I said, we'll put the decimal points later. This is 0. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 2 is 2. 6 times 9 is 54. 5 carried here. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 5 is 17. So this is 4. 9 plus 7 is 16. 1 here. This becomes 4. Right? So 464. And minus and plus, right? So this will be a minus. Now let's count the decimals. 1 and 1 here. So that's 2. So from here we count 2, and 2 is here, right? So 1 and 2. So that's the answer. Okay. Now next what we have here is multiplication of two negative numbers, right? So minus minus will be plus. Our final answer will be a positive answer. So this is 325 times 17. Okay, decimal points, we will take care of it later. So 0, 5, 2, 3, right? 1 times 5, 1 times 2, 1 times 3. 7 times 5 is 35. So 5 here, 3 there. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. 1 here. 7 times 3 is 21 and 22, right? We added. So this is 5. This is 12. 1 over here. This becomes 5 and this becomes 5 again. Right? So this is 5, 5, 2, 5. Okay, and a plus sign. Now decimals. 1, 1, and 1. So this is total 3, right? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. And we have it here. Cool? Yep. Okay. Next one. 203 times 54. Okay. So first we put 0 here. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 here. This will be 1. 5 times 2 is 10. Yeah. Plus 4 times 3 is 12. 1 here. 1 here. This is 8. Right? 2, 6, 9, 1, 0. Right? So the answer is 10962. And this will be a minus number, right? Plus times minus, right? So this gives us minus. Now, where do we put our decimal point? Yes, we'll count the digits after decimal, right? 1, 2, 1, right? So we have 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is where our decimal will be. Yeah? Okay, and finally we have the last sum here. We'll do 32 times 8. Okay? 8 times 2 is 16. 1 carried here. This is 24. This is 256, right? So the answer is 256 with a minus sign, and now the time for the decimal. Okay, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So the decimal will be here. So we put 0 here. Yeah. So this is how you do your multiplication. And having done multiplication, let's move to the division now. Okay. So the division is here. First one, 29.52 divided by 3.6. Okay, as I said before, I think the space will not suffice, so let me just use another page to do my calculations. Okay, so here it is. So let's say 2952 divided by 36. Okay, so it's 3.6, but we are writing 36, which means we shifted to the right by 1, right? So similarly here, this will shift here, the decimal point. It will not be 29, it will be 295 now. So we multiplied both of them with 10 in a way. Okay, so let's get going. So 36. Now 36 times what? what are we supposed to do here? So trial and error will give us the answer, right? So let's say this is 36. Let's say this was 30. Okay, so 30 times what would give us something answer related to 295? So 30 times 9, like 3 times 9, right, is 27. Okay, but this is 36. So maybe we should try 36 times 8 and let's see what do we get. Are you understanding what I'm trying to do here? Okay, so if this was 3 times 9 is 27, right? So 30 times 9 would be 270, which is very close to this number. So 6 times 9, if I do, this is 54. So this is much beyond this. So it should, 36 times 8 should work for us. So 6 times 8 is 48. 4 here. 3 times 8 is 24 and 288. Yes, we are very close, right? 288. This is 8 times. Okay, so the remainder is 7, right? Now we take this 2 here. Now it's after decimal, right? So we put a decimal point here. And this is 36 times 2 gives us 72. That's the answer. So the answer is 8.2 and it will have a minus sign, right? Minus divided by plus. Okay, again, the next one here. It says 10764. I'll put my decimal point in a while. This is 2.3, right? I'm going to write this as 23 now. So I'm shifting my decimal to the right by 1. So 107, I shift my decimal here as well. Okay, so 23 and 107. What do you think now? If it was 25, right? 25 times 4 would give us 100. And this 23. So maybe we can try with 23 times 4. So 23 times 4. This is 12. 1 here. This is 92. Yes. Okay. So we have 4 here. And this is 92. This gives us the remainder of 15. We take 6 here. Okay, now again let's, so 25 times 6 is 150, right? And this is bigger number than that, and this is smaller, so I guess we can try this. So 23 times 6. So this is how you try and get the answer, okay? Because otherwise it's quite a big number. You won't know the times table for all the numbers, right? So you try to do this trick to get faster to the answer, okay? So 3 times 6 is 18. 1 carried here. This is 12. 138. Okay, yes, we are very close to it. Okay, so this was 6 times, right? And now the answer for this, the remainder will be 18, right? And now we take this 4 here. Okay, and it's after a decimal point, right? So we put a decimal point here too. Okay, and now this is 138. Now 3 in the table of 3. 4 comes when it's multiplied with 8, right? 3 times 8. So let's try 23 times 8. Okay, 24, 8 times 3, 24, 2 carried here, right? 16, 18, perfect. So here we have our answer. Okay, 46.8. But this will be a minus answer, right? Positive divided by negative. Okay, so let's move to the next one here. So this is, let's write here 4056. I'll take care of my decimals now, and this is 52. It's not 5.2. Okay, so we're shifting to the right by 1. So same thing we do here. So this is 405.6. Okay, so let's solve this now. We know that 5 times 8 is 40, right? So this is very close, and this is 52. So 8 will not work. So we'll try with 7 now. 52 times 7. This is 14. 1 here. 35. 36. Okay, so this is 364, 7 times, right? And the remainder will be 1, and this is 41. Now we get this 6 here after a decimal, right? So we put a decimal here. Okay, so now this is 364 and this is 416, right? With 7, this is the answer. So let's try. This is a closed number. So if we add here 52, this becomes 6, this becomes 1, this becomes, so this is exactly what we want, right? So this is 0.8 here, 416, and the remainder is 0. So this is 7.8. So let's write here 7.8. But this is a plus answer, okay? Minus and minus, right? Minus divided by minus gives us plus. And here we have the final one. Both are positives. Of course, the answer is going to be positive 2. So let's write here the question first. It says 9758 divided by, this is 0.41, right? So I'm going to write this as 441. Okay, shifting 2 digits, right? This decimal is shifted 2 digits. So even here I'll do the same thing. So my decimal will be here now. Okay, so 41 and this is 97, right? So it's simple, twice it's 82, right? This gives us the remainder of 15. We take this 5 down here. Okay, now 44 is table. It's quite simple. 4 times 3 is 12, right? And 4 times 4 is 16. So we will have to do with 3. And 41 times 3 is easy to do, 123. Okay, so 2 here, 3 here. We put 8 here now. So 4 times 8 is 32. Okay, and 1 times 8 is 8. So this will be times 8. Okay, 328. Remember, faster math. That's important. Mental math. Okay, so this is the answer. Fine. So this then ends here, the first page. We are done. We have 3 pages in all. We are done with the first page already. Let me keep that on side so that we are not distracted with that page. Okay. Oh, we have 4 pages to do. Next, we are here. Evaluate each expression. Okay, so now you have a combination of things to be done, right? So first one, as you can see, is minus 0.59, minus 1.2, and minus 3.4. All are negative number, right? So when they have the same sign, what do? We simply add and then put the respective sign. So let's start adding the numbers. 0.59, 1.2, and this is 3.4, right? So this becomes 9. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. So 1 here and 1 is carried forward it here. 1, 2, and this is 5. Right? So the answer is minus 5.19. Right? Minus sign because of these numbers. Okay. Next, what we have is 2 negative numbers and 1 positive number. So let's add both the negative numbers first. Okay. So this is 140.05 and this is 2.38. Yes, 5 plus 8 is 13. So 3 here, 1 here, 4. This is 142. Right? Now, you have a positive number here. So this is actually 142.43 plus 15.6, right? So when we have opposite sign, we say larger minus smaller. So this is our larger number and we subtract the smaller number here. Okay. So this will be 3. This becomes 1. We get 1 here. 14 minus 8, 6 is 8. Then you have 1 here, right? So this becomes 3, get 1 here, so it's 11, it becomes 6. 3 minus 1 is 2 and 1, right? So the final answer is 126.83 with the negative sign because the larger number is negative. Okay, so it's the same thing as we have been doing in other chapters, but with the decimals now. Now the next one. What do we do here? So this is plus, this is minus. Now this is minus times minus, right? So eventually this will be plus. So let's add both the positive numbers here first. So it's 38.92 plus 12.04, right? So we're adding both positive numbers here. Okay, so this is 6, this is 9, 0, 1, 5, right? So this is 50.96, a positive number. Now from that you got to subtract a negative number here, right, which is 6.7. Okay, so let's do this. This is 6, this is 2, this is 44, right? And this will be a positive number because the larger number was positive. Okay, so the next one, we have positive number, negative, and this will eventually be positive, right? Minus minus becomes plus. So let's add the positive numbers here because we have 2 of them, plus 9.03. Okay, so this is 7, this is 1, this is 1, 1 here, 2, 7, right? Okay, now we have this negative number, right? So 721.17 minus 356.80, right? Okay, so 7 minus 0 is 7. This can't be done, so we cancel these. We get 1 here, that makes it 3. Now this has become 0, that doesn't help us. We get it 1 here, this is 4. I'm sure you're following what I'm doing, right? I hope this is not fast for you. So this is the final answer, positive, because the larger number was positive here, right? So we had more than two numbers over here to work upon. Okay, so now we move to the next one, which has the multiplication and divisions as well. Okay, so let's get going. Remember, what are we supposed to remember here? Yeah, okay, so what are we supposed to do here? This will be 11.3 minus 5.1. We'll solve the multiplication here, right? So this is 3.1 times 0.2. 31 times 2 is 62, okay? And this, we have 2 decimals, right? 2 digits here, 1 and 2. So this is going to be 0.62, okay? I just did it orally. Minus 1.1. So we have 2 negative numbers and 2 positives, right? So let's put 2 positives together, 11.3, and what is the next number here? 0.62, right? So we add them. This becomes 2, this is 9, and this is 11. So this is positive. Let's add the negative numbers. This is 5.1 and 1.1. So this is 6.2. So this is plus and this is minus. So we carry out this operation. 11.92 minus 6.2. Right? So 2 is here. This is 7. Then minus 6 is 5. This is a positive answer because the larger number is positive. Okay? So first we solved this multiplication. We had this equation after that. We added the positive numbers. We added here the negative numbers separately. And from positive we minus the negative because positive is larger and therefore the answer is positive here. Okay, moving on to the next one. So first we are supposed to solve the bracket, right? So 29.3 plus 4. So 29 plus 4 is 33, right? So this becomes 33.3 divided by 3 plus 0.5 times 2. Okay, now we have to do division, right? 33.3 divided by 3. If it was 33 divided by 3, you know it's 11, right? So, and the 3 divided by 3 is 1. This is basically 11.1. Okay, plus then we can do this multiplication one, right? So 0.5 times 2 is 1 actually. So this is 12.1. Simple, isn't it? It is. Okay, so this means we have already done 20 questions from this chapter, and now here we are with our real world problems. Interesting questions to solve. Okay, so let's read the first one and understand it. In Arizona, a minimum temperature of minus 40 degrees Celsius was recorded at Holly Lake in 1971. A maximum temperature of 53.3 degrees Celsius was recorded. Okay, so this is minus and this is plus, and this is minimum, this is the maximum. Find the difference between these maximum and minimum temperatures. You know, when you have to find the difference, we're talking about the absolute values, right? Okay, so let's get started. If you can write your sentences, right? Minimum temperature equals to this, maximum temperature equals to this, therefore the difference between the two equals to minus 40.0, right? Minus, you remember that you minus, right? And this is 53.3. Now equals to, both are minus, so you will add it, right? So you can do this orally, right? 0 and 3 actually. So this is 3 decimal. Then I go to the next one, 0 and 3 again. So this is 3, 4 and 5, right? So this is 9 with a minus sign. And when you get the absolute value, this is 93.3 degrees Celsius. So that's the difference between the minimum and the maximum temperatures. Clear? Okay, read your question clearly, thoroughly. Even if you need to read it second time, do it. 3 times, do it. But get the question clear first, okay? This is then much simpler. Much, much simpler. Okay. Then we have the next one here. A shop owner buys 5 handbags to sell in his shop. The owner pays $39.75 for each handbag. Later, the owner has to sell the handbags at a loss. Poor guy. If he charges $27.79 for each handbag, what is his total loss for 5 handbags, right? So he's buying at this price, he's selling at this price, and he has 5 handbags. So you can start with the statement buying price equals to this, sell, therefore buying for 1, therefore buying price for 5. Okay, so we do that 39.75 times 5, which is equal to, let's do this on a rough paper so that we have enough space left here for us to do the other work. So here comes my rough paper, and I will do it here. 39.75 times 5. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. 2 here. 5 times 7 is 35. 37. 3 here. 45. This is 48. 4 here. 15. And this is 19. So the cost for 5 handbags is $198.75. Okay, then you can write the next statement saying the selling price of a handbag is this, 27.79. Therefore the selling price for 5 handbags equals to, okay, so let's do that. 27.79 times 5, right? So 9 times 5 is 45, 4 here, this is 35, 39, 3 here, this is 35, that makes it 38, 3 here, 10, 13, right? So this is $138.95. Okay, we can clearly see that he's making a loss, right? So what will be his loss? Loss will be purchase price minus selling price, right? So this is 198.75 minus 138.95, okay, which is equal to, let's do the calculation here, 138.95, right? 0, this becomes 7, 17 minus 9 is 8, 7 minus 8 not possible, make this 8, 17 minus 8 is 9, 18 minus 5 is 59. So he is making a loss of minus 59.80. Okay, fine. Actually, this should have been reversed here. Okay, so then selling price minus purchase price. So then you get the minus here. Okay, so now this is one way of doing it. Let's see the other way of doing it. Okay, the other way here could have been where you say this price 39.75 minus 27.79, this is the difference, right, times 5. Okay, so let's do that. 39.75, 27.79. Okay, we minus this. This is 6, this is 15, right? So this makes it 6. 8 over here, this is 16. 16 minus 7 is how much? 9. This is 1 here, 1. So per bag, this is the loss, right? So how much is the loss for 5 bags? So you times it with 5, right? This is 33 here, 45, 48, 4 here, 9, 5, right? And this is a dot here, right? Decimal point. This is exactly what you have here. Okay, so either way you can go. Okay, here we did the price for 5 bags, right? For both purchase price and selling price, and then we subtracted to get the answer. Here we directly did the prices, like purchase minus selling price directly, and then we timed it with 5 because it is 5 bags. So both the ways are the right ways to do. Okay, then here we are on the last question on this page, which says a state tax is 4.25%. Emmy spends $208 at a department store, but only half of her merchandise she purchases is taxed. Okay, only half, not all. What is her total bill? Okay, so she's buying things for 208, right? But for 104, there is no tax. And for the remaining 104, the tax is 4.25%, right? That's what the question is saying, right? The only half of it is taxed, fine? So this is the situation given to us. So what will we do now? So when we talk about this percent, we mean 4.25 over 100, right? And that is only on half. So this is what we will have to do. Okay, so let's do the calculations on a rough page here. So we do the calculation here. 425 times 104. Okay, we'll put the decimal points later. So we do this here, 0, 0. Okay, now 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 4 is 4, right? Then 0, we don't do anything here. This is 5 times 4, 20, 2 here. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 0, 1 here. This is 16 plus 1, 17, right? 0, 0. This is 2, 1 here, which makes this 4, and this is 4. This is what we have. Now we have 2 decimals, right? So this is 4.442. Okay, then again we are dividing it by 100 here, right? So this actually becomes 4.42. Okay, so how much is she paying? On this amount it is coming 4.42 tax, right? So that's the only tax she's paying, and she also has to pay her bill, right? So then her total payment is 208 plus 4.42, right? Now we know 208 plus 4 is 212 and $4.2. So this is what she's supposed to pay, right? Because she's paying tax only on this price, right? So first we did 425 times 104, which gave us this answer, right? Here we had 2 decimal points, so we put the decimal here, 1 and 2 digits, right? And then this is divided by 100, so we again shifted, right? Two digits, because we have 2 zeros here, which resulted into 4.42. So we added this to 208 because that's the only tax that she's paying and the bill that she has to pay. So her bill total turns out to be this much. Okay, so it's simple, right? So let's proceed further. Here we have the next part, and we have just 2 pages to go. Okay, so the next one says, I've used pink a lot. Let me shift again to the next, another color. Okay, Kylie bought some t-shirts and a pair of shorts for $66.30. The pair of shorts costs $15.9 and each t-shirt costs $5.6. How many t-shirts did Kylie buy? Okay, so we are given the total, right? You would write your statements here, okay? So total amount Kylie paid equals to this. Then the cost of one pair of shorts is given, and that's what she's buying, only a pair of shorts, right? So it means the remaining money she's paying for the t-shirts. Are we clear? Okay, so let's first get the total cost for the t-shirts, okay? Total for the t-shirts, right? Which is equal to total minus cost for the shorts, which is 66.30 minus 15.9. Okay, let's do the calculations here. 66.3 minus 15.9, right? So this is how much? This is 5, this becomes 13, right? So this is 4 here, right? This is 0, this is 5. So this is what she is paying for the t-shirts. Okay, this is the total for her t-shirts. And each t-shirt is this much. So we need to find the number of t-shirts, right? So it's like you keep getting subtracting basically, right? So it's 50.4. You subtract 5.6. Then you get some answer. Again, you subtract 5.6 likewise. So each time you are removing, you are subtracting. And when there is a repeated subtraction, it is a question of division, right? So it will be, therefore the cost for each t-shirt will be 50.4 divided by 5.6. Okay, so let's do the division here. 506, and this is 56. I think the space will not suffice, so let's just shift to a rough page. So this is 504 and this is 56, right? We have one digit after decimal, okay? So we are shifting in both the cases. So this is where we are. Now, 56, okay? 6, in the table of 6, when do you have 4? We need to think of that. So it's like 6, 12, 18, 24. Yes, you have 24 here, but that's very close, right? 50 times 4 would be just 200. So this is a bigger number. So again, we go and you go on like this. You know that 6 times 9 is 54. So let's try 56 times 9, okay? 56 times 9. Because it has to be a whole number, right? We're talking about the number of digits, so you won't have decimals over there. So 6 times 9 is 54, right? 9 times 5 is 45, 45, and this is 50 exactly. Okay, so this is 9. So she got actually 9 digits total. Isn't it simple? Right? So first you got the total. From that you subtracted the cost for a pair of shorts, right? And that's where you got the total money that you paid for the t-shirts. Okay, and you know that we're talking about the number of t-shirts. You don't buy half t-shirt or 3/4 t-shirt. It has to be a whole number. Okay, so then this total we divided by the cost of each t-shirt because it is repeated subtraction, and that's where we got 9 t-shirts. Okay, let's move to the next one. It says Miss Parker wants to buy 10 books. Okay, that's good. Reading books is very nice. It helps you learn new things. 6 of them cost 12.5 each. Okay, and the rest cost 26.35 each. If she only has $150, how much more does Miss Parker need to buy all 10 books? Are we clear with the question? The question says that she is buying 10 books, right? 6 are costing 12.5 and the rest, which means 4. Okay, we are not given the number 4 directly, but it says the rest. So we know 10, 6 is already here, right? So we are left with 4 here. And the cost of these 4 books is 26.35. Right? So what is the total cost here? 12.5 times 6. 33 here. 12, 15, 1 here. This is 7. Right? So this becomes how much? 75, right? Because there's a decimal here. So this is actually $75 total. Let's go to the next one. 26.35 and times, this will be timed by 4, right? Because that's the cost of the rest of the books, each one costing this, and then we have total 4 here, right? So this is 20, right? 2 carried here, 12, 14, 24, 25, 2 here, 8, 10. Right? So this is 105.4. Okay? So the total here is 105.4. Right? So these are the two different. For 6 books, the total is this, and for the remaining 4 books, the total is this. Now let's add the total, right? Both of these, how much does it cost? So you can do it orally. See, this is 105.4 and there's no decimal here, right? So we forget decimal for the time being. 105 plus 75. We know it's 180, right? And then we put the decimal here. So this total would be 180.4. But how much does she have? 150. So how much more she needs, right? Parker needs to buy all the books. How much more does she need? So this will be subtracted here, right? So this is 30.4. So she needs this much more money. Okay? So doing this kind of things helps. Okay? It gives you like a proper picture of what's happening, a clarity. And you know what you're doing, how you're going, and how you should actually go ahead after having this information. So we said 10 books. Cost of 6 books is 12.5. So we got the total for 6 books. and the rest, which is 4 books, each one costing 26.35, we multiplied to get the cost for those 4 books. So we have 2 costs right here, right? For 6 and for 4. And we know each one is this, right? So we added them to get the total that she needs to pay for those 10 books. But she has only this much, so how much more she needs? So we will subtract that, right? So she still needs $30.4. Okay, next, the recommended calcium intake for men and women is about 1.2 grams per day. Okay, do you consume enough calcium? Do you consume all the minerals and vitamins enough? Or you eat a lot of junk food? Eat healthy food, okay? That's good. So this is 1.2 grams you need per day. Okay, a glass of milk has how much calcium? 0.27 grams. Okay, if a man drinks 3 glasses of milk, this is what a man is expected to have. Each glass has this, and the man is drinking 3 glasses. Okay, so total milk consumed, right? Total calcium consumed would be 0.27 times 3. Okay, and this is something that you can actually do orally, because 27 times 3 is 81. So this is 0.81. Okay, now, but the need is 1.2. How much additional calcium does he need from other food sources? So from the 3 glasses of milk, this is what a person is getting, right? But the requirement is this. So how much more you need? So you are going to subtract this here, right? Okay, so we put 0 here. This is 1. This becomes 10, right? So this is 9. We make this 0, and this is 11. 11 minus 8 is 3, right? So this is more the person needs. Okay, 0.39 grams more calcium is needed from other sources. Okay, let's repeat once more. We said a man needs 1.2. Okay, and each glass is 0.27. A man drinks 3 glasses, giving us 0.81 grams. But the need is this, 1.2. So we subtracted 0.81 consumed, right, through milk from the total required, and you get the balance that a person needs now. Okay, so that was the part of the solution over there. Now we move to the next question. That's 27th question. Okay, Maya evaluated an expression as follow, and her mistake. So, you smart people, come on, it's time to help her. What's wrong with Maya here? What did she do wrong here? So, 48 is here, divided by 2 is here, then times 1, this is, she opened the bracket first, right? 0.9 plus 0.3, which is 1.2. So up till here, everything seems to be right. So let's see what went wrong. Now from here to here, this transition, what do you think is going wrong here? What did she do first? She multiplied first. Whereas, what are we supposed to do first? Division, right? So here she should have divided first. So this should have been 48 divided by 2, which gives 24. And then time with 1.2. Okay, so 24 times 12 basically, right? 0, 4, 2, 8, 4. 8, 8, 2. Right, so this is 288. And where will be our decimal? 1 digit, right? So it's here. This should have been our answer. Okay, so first division and then multiplication. So let's also learn from her mistake and never did what she did here. Okay, follow both mass properly. Then the next one, one day in February, the temperature at 9 a.m. was minus 6.8. At 3 p.m. on the same day, it happened to be 1.72 degrees, right? So what is the change? Find the change in temperature. Remember this sums that we've already done in the other section, right? So we are talking about the change. So basically it's kind of a distance, right? So we are going to have the absolute values here. So 6.8, this one here, minus the next one, 1.72, right? So if we add this is 0 here, right? So let's do it orally. 2, right? 0 plus 2, 2. 8 plus 7 is 15, so 5 here, and 1 is carried forward, right? So 1, 2, and 6 is 8. This becomes 8.52 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's the change, right? Simple? Yes. Then it says find the average hourly rate of change in temperature. Okay, so per hour, how much is it changing? So we're talking about 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is how many hours? 6 hours, right? 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So what we will do is this divided by this, because this is the total change we have, right? So total change upon the hours, right? That's the duration basically we're talking about. So this is 8.52 divided by 6. Okay, so let's do the calculations here. We have 8.52 divided by 6, right? So this is 1 times 6, 2. We take 5 here and we put decimal because now we're taking a decimal digit, right? 6 times 4 gives us 24. 1 remainder, we get 2 here. This is 2, 12, 0, right? So this is 1.42. So the hourly change is 1.42 degrees Fahrenheit. It's increasing each hour, right? Because we're going from minus to plus, okay? So it's increasing. This is the increase per hour, 1.42 degrees. Clear? Okay. And here we go to the last and the final page, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 sums to do. Are we ready? Yes, let's go. A submarine was cruising at these feet below sea level, okay, 1,328 below sea level. Then it says it then rose at a rate of 14.76 per minute. Okay, it's coming up at this speed, right? 14.76 feet per minute for 15 minutes. Okay, find the submarine's depth after it rose for 15 minutes, right? So it is at this. Then at first minute it is at 14.76, right? Another minute it is again, you add another 14.76, right? So you keep adding, so it is a multiplication, right? So if per minute is 14.76, we want to find for 15 minutes, right? So we do it times 15. Okay, and let's do the calculations here. So this one is 14, 7, 6, and 15. We'll take care of decimals later, worry not. This is 0 here, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 4, 1, 1, right? 6 times 5, 30, 0 here, 3 carried forward here, 35 plus 3, 38, 3 here, 20, 23 to carried here, 5, and this is 7. This is 0, 4, 6 plus 8 is 14, right? This is 4 and 7, which is how much? 11, 1 here. This is now 5 and 7, so it's 12, 1 here, 2, right? So where will be our decimal point? We have 2 digits here, right? So this is equal to, let's take the answer from here, which is 22140. Fit. And the decimal will be 2 digits here, right? So we put the decimal here. Simple. Okay, so after 15 minutes, this much high it has come, okay? This much above it has come. Then it says if the submarine continued to rise at the same rate, so it's coming at this speed, okay? Find the time it took to reach the surface from the depth you found in A. So if this is the height at which it has come up, okay, so what is the actual depth at that time? So basically this is 1328.4 minus 221.4, right? Can we do this orally? Yes, because 4 and 4 decimal is out, right? 8 minus 1 gives us 7. 2 minus 2 gives us 0. 3 minus 2 gives us 1. And this 1 comes here, right? So this is where it is. And this will be a minus 1 because we're talking below sea level, right? So this is where it is now. Okay? Now it's saying that at this place, again, it continues to come up at the same speed. So how much time will it take to come up totally, reach the surface, right? So this is where it is. So you keep minusing, right? So this is a sum for division, right? So this will be 1107 divided by 14.76, right? So when it is here, at first minute you minus one thing, another minute you minus another 14.76. You keep subtracting, and that's why we are dividing here. So let's do the division here for us. It's 1107 divided by 14.76, right? So we will shift this one. So we'll make this 1476, and this becomes 1107, and we put 2 zeros here, right? Because we multiplied by 100, so we multiply here by 100 too. Okay, now these are big numbers that we have here. So let's see. If we take 4 digits, it's not going to, 4 digits will not work, right? We take 5 digits. So that's basically 11,070. Now this is almost 1,500, right? So 15 times 6 is how much? 90. 15 times 7 is how much? 105. So maybe we can try with 7, okay? So let's say 7 times. 1476 times 7, okay? This is 42, 4 here. This is 49 plus 4 is 53, 5 here. 28 plus 5 is 33, 3 here. 7 times 1, this is 10, right? So this is very close to where we are. 10332. Okay, so this will be how much? This becomes 6, this is 1, so this is 8 here. 10 times 10 minus 2, right? And 6 minus 3 is 3. This is not doable, so we make it 3. This is 7, and this is 10. Okay, so this is where we are. So this was 7 times, right? Let's take the last 0 from here, right? We still have 1 0. Now this is again like 15 times 5 is 75, right? And this is less, and this is also a little less than that. So let's try with 5 now. Okay, 1476 times 5. You always have to do this kind of calculations mentally so that you get answer faster. Otherwise, doing this calculation is quite tedious. 6 times 5 is 30. 3, 0 here and 3 here. This is 35 plus 3, 38. 3 here. 20 plus 3, 23. 2 here. 5 plus. This is exactly what we want here, right? So this is 5. Okay, so this is going to take how much time? 75 minutes to come up to the surface. Okay, are we clear with the question what we did? And we started with where it was, and we were said that this is the speed at which it is coming up, right? For first 15 minutes we calculated how much up it would come, and therefore what is the position, right? So the speed times 15 gave us some answer, which we subtracted from here to see where its position is now. Okay, and then from there it is coming to the surface to the same speed. So we divided this number with the speed and we got the answer. So it will take 75 minutes to come to the surface. Okay, is it clear? Of course it is, right? Now next one. Jose is climbing a mountain using a rope. Jose climbs down from top of a steep cliff for 4 minutes at a rate of 12.2 per minute. Okay, so first is coming down for 4 minutes, and this is the speed, right? Then it says he then climbs back up for 10 minutes at a rate of this. Okay, so coming down is faster, right? And going up is slower. And he's taking less time while coming down, while going up is taking more. How far from the top of the cliff is he after 14 minutes, right? 4 and 10. Okay, so he started from the top first. He's coming down for 4 minutes, right? With this speed. So coming down will be how much down is he coming? So it is 12.2 times 4, right? We know this calculations can be done easily orally, right? So 12 times 4 is 48.8. 2 times 4, right? So this is this much down he has come from the top first, right? He's coming down, right? Then he's going up back. So let's see how much up he's going. So his speed is 3.6 and he goes for 10 minutes, right? So this makes it 36 feet. That's how much up he is going. So wherever he started, right? He started here. He came down 48.8 feet. Then he's going up only 36 feet. So how far is he? This is what we need to find. So we know that this minus this will give us the answer, right? So how far is he from the top? 48.8 minus 36, which is equal to 12.8 feet. Okay, so this distance is basically 12.8 here. Okay, simple. This helps, right? Okay, so always do that. Do things that helps you, makes your work easier. Okay, and we just have 2 more questions to solve and then we are done with this chapter. Okay, Miss Nelson owns 120 shares in a shipping company. On Monday, the value of each share dropped. So sad. By $0.38. On Tuesday, the value of each share rose by 0.16. It's going up, but the going up is less than going down. Find the total change in the value of her 120 shares. Okay, so we know 120 shares, right? And it's going down by 0.38. Okay, so let's do the calculations here. We're saying this is 38, and I'll do with 12. I won't do 120, then I can just put 0 at the end. Okay, so 1 times 8, 1 times 3, 2 times 8 is 16, 1 here, this is 6, and this is 7, 6, 5, 1, 456, right? So 456, and I have 120, right? Not 12, so I'll put 0 here. Now how many decimal digits I have? 2, so my decimal point will be here. Okay, so that's going down, right? That's the loss. Now going up, so going up is 120 times 0.16, right? That's much the rise over here, right? So let's do the same calculations again here. So we'll do 16 times 12. This is something that you should know by heart, right? Because 16 times 10 is 160 and 2 times this is 32, right? So this is 192. Okay, so this is 192, and I'll put this 0 here, 2 digits, so my decimal point will be here. Okay, so this is going down, this is going up. So what is the total change in the value? So we have to find the difference between the two, right? So this much it has gone down, and now this is going back, but it didn't go back as much as it did come down. So we have to subtract. So this is 45.6 minus 19.2, which is equal to how much? Can we do this orally? 6 minus 2 is 4, right? 5 minus 9 is not doable, so we make this 3 and kept 1 here, right? So 15 minus 9 gives us 6, right? And this is now 3, not 4. 3 minus 1 is 2. So this is the change, and this is the loss, basically, right? Okay? Clear? Simple? You found the fall, the going down, dropping, then you found how much it went up, and you subtracted, and you got the answer, the total change. Okay, and here comes our final question. Yay! A company suffered a loss of, oh God, $5.4 million in its first year. It lost another 3.1 million in the second year. It made a profit of 4.9 million in the third year. Okay, so for the first 2 years it is making a loss, and in the third year it makes the profit. So find the average profit or loss for the first 3 years. The first 3 years, what's happening? So first is the loss, right? So it's minus 5.4. Again, this is a loss, so minus 3.1, and this is a profit, plus 4.9, right? So this is equal to how much? We will add the negative numbers, right? They have the same sign, so this is 4 and 1. This is 5, and this is 8, right? Oral calculations. Okay, and this is a minus sign, right? Plus 4.9. Can you do this orally again? Let's try. From 5 you can't take out 9, right? So you make this 7 and give 1 to this, right? So 15 minus 9 is 6. You put a decimal point, and this is now 7, right? 7 minus 4 is 3. So this is the loss that the company is making, right? In the 3 years, because the larger number is minus over here. Okay? Simply adding them, right? Whatever their signs are. Then it says, after its 4th year of business, the company's combined profit for all the 4 years is 0. Find the company's profit or loss during the 4th year. So, at the end of 3 years, there is a loss of 3.6. And it says, at the end of the 4th year, it's at 0. Okay, so no loss, no profit. So, what is the 4th year? Did it make a profit or did it make a loss? It made profit, right? Because at the end of 3 years, it is at the loss. So how much profit does it make to get to this? The same as the loss, right? So the profit of $3.6 million. Okay? So whatever loss was here, it gets covered in the 4th year, right? So that's why it has the balance of 0 at the end of 4th year. Okay, so this is how you solve all your real world problems, and with this we end this chapter. And here are all the 4 pages that we did in this chapter, and quite simple. Yes, it was a long chapter. We had only 32 questions, but we had so many word problems, and that's why it took us a little longer, right? But it wasn't that tough, it wasn't that difficult, it was doable operations with decimal as you would generally do with the other integers. Okay, it's the same thing, nothing different. Okay, just being cautious, that's it, and that's what maths is about. Okay, thank you very much, enjoy, have fun.